Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I'm Patrick Gilchrist in for Alex Johnson, and it's time for the Middle of the Bench Sports Report covering all the action from around the interior. Although no one found a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow on Saturday, hundreds of runners did find the gold of local brews at the end of the 9th annual Hoodoo Half Marathon. From the 10 a.m. start at Plant Kingdom, 489 participants took off to battle the rolling hills north of town. The 13-odd mile trot then carried runners through the UAF campus before following bike paths and road shoulders to the finish line at the brewery. Shalane Frost passed through the 2 inflatable beers with the fastest time of any athlete Saturday at 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 43 seconds. Frost came first among women and 6th overall in the Equinox Marathon last month. Devin McDowell claimed the top spot among the men Saturday and 2nd overall, finishing 11 seconds behind Frost. We got their reactions afterward as the aromas of food and drink heralded post-race festivities.
It was a good race. That was a little faster than I was aiming for. Luckily, I had Devin to pace off of. Devin and I trained together and raced together during the summer, so it's nice to have somebody that you know is a really solid runner. I figured if Devin could do it, then so could I.
I was just trying to keep my own pace going, and it worked out pretty good. I caught her about mile 5. We ran together for a few miles, and then the guy that was leading was starting to fall back a little bit, so she smelled blood and just went after it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you go.
And while the cash from entry fees and sponsorships outfitted runners with signature shirts and branded beer steins, event proceeds were funneled toward more than the race swag.
For quite a few years now, the United Way has been the beneficiary of the Hoodoo Half Marathon. So after all the fun, they cut us a lovely check, which goes to serve the United Way and our partner agencies, who are nonprofits in the community who are serving vital health and social service needs.
The University of Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks hockey team got their regular season underway over the weekend with a 2-game series against Penn State. Let's take a closer look at how both those contests played out. The Nanooks hockey squad kicked off their regular season with a nail-biter in front of a sellout crowd at the Big Dipper Ice Arena. Penn State put the scorekeepers to work early, slicing through the Nooks defensive line and slotting a pass across the face of Nicholas Grabko's goal to set up a 1-0 lead. They doubled their advantage less than 5 minutes later while short-handed, capitalizing on an Anton Ruptsov turnover deep in the Nooks offensive zone. Another neat pass sent Grabko scrambling as the second goal snuck past him. The Nooks took a bite out of Penn State's lead before the first period ended, with Brendan Ross setting up Braden Burney for a point-blank shot that careened over the Penn State goalie's outstretched skate. The visitors grabbed another in the second period, leaving the home team down a pair heading into the third. That period proved to be all UAF. Matt Hubbard slammed in a low rebound to bring the score within 1, and Luke Johnson tied up the game with 17 minutes still to go. The score stayed at 3-3 until the end of regulation, but it was Penn State who made the net bulge in overtime. J.J. Wybush gathered the puck in stride with a quick-thinking flick of his right skate, finding Simon Mack on the backside for a game-winning goal. Despite the loss to open the season, UAF head coach Eric Largen seemed mostly pleased with his team's overall performance on Saturday.
Obviously, again, areas to clean up, discipline, some mistakes in 3-on-3, and we fall by a goal. But again, I like the effort, I like the battle level, I like the compete from the guys. It was a big test for us tonight, and I thought we had a lot of good things that happened.
The Nooks needed to sustain that battle level on Sunday evening because the Penn State skaters came out in full force. What was a close contest on Saturday tipped heavily in the visitors' favor in Game 2. Penn State put 5 past the UAF squad, 4 in the second period alone.
They got that first one and then got that power play goal right after that, and it just felt like it deflated our bench, and we weren't able to muster the same type of resiliency that we had the night before.
The Nittany Lions defensive unit also managed to shut out the Nooks on the night, despite being down a man for a large chunk of the game, with Penn State skaters collecting 33 penalty minutes to the Nooks 19.
They took advantage of our mistakes, and but yeah, we definitely got to play a much better game too.
The UAF squad now heads on the road for 2 games against Michigan Tech on Friday and Saturday. I'm Patrick Gilchrist, reporting for News Center Fairbanks. And that will do it for the Middle of the Bench Sports Report tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. But don't go anywhere. We'll have your full weather forecast after the break, and we'll see you tomorrow with more sports.